I want to quickly take up number 13. So number 13, draw the graph. I'll just do a quick one right here. Okay, when I went around, a lot of you guys forgot to label your axes. So if you don't label your axes and the title, it is half a mark off. So don't lose these silly marks. What goes on the bottom? Hours worked, right? Your first column or your first row is always going to be on the bottom. So hours worked. So that means the side is weekly earnings. Weekly earnings. Okay. For hours worked, I see 20, 25, 30, 50. Does that mean I start with number 20 right here? No, what is this number? 0. Origin. It's always 0, and this is always 0. Just because it starts at 20 doesn't mean you start at 20. Okay? It's always, this corner has to always be 0. And then you space it out. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like this. Okay? You have to have a scale. You have to space it out. And notice it's very even. Okay? That's a good scale. And then here, weekly earnings. My lowest number is 390. My highest number is 750. So if I go by like 100, my graph is not going to be very nice. If I go by 50, it's going to take forever. So instead, I can skip some numbers. But I can't just skip numbers. I have to show a symbol. Zigzag line, good. This zigzag line right here tells me that I'm skipping numbers. Okay? I don't want to skip too much. I don't want to go all the way to 390. That's because later on, when we do line of best fits, we want to extend our line to see where it starts. When x is 0, what is y-intercept? So I'm going to start with like maybe 300. Hopefully that's low enough. Okay, and then go 350, 455, 556, 657, 750. Okay, so each one of these is by 50s. Okay, so now I have a nice grid. Each one is by 50s, going up by 50s. Now I can plot the points. 20, 390. So about like right here. 25, 450. 25, 4. I need to write the numbers. I can't see. 5, 6, 7. 25 and 450. 30, 310. Oh, 510, sorry. 510. 40, 630. 630. And then 50, 750. Okay. So let's see. Do they line up perfectly? Yeah. So I should draw my line. Ah! my ruler moved. Okay. One straight line. Oops. Okay, one straight line. Like that. Right. So on the test, I should only see one straight line. And never draw a graph using a pen. Alright. Okay, so there you go. One straight line. Looks like this. Calculate her rate of pay per hour. So on this graph, how many points do you see? 5 points. If I do the slope between these 2 points, and the slope between these 2 points, or the slope between these 2 points, or the slope between these 2 points, what should I find? They should be all the same. Okay. So doesn't matter which 2 points I use. Remember, rate means slope. So in the question, when it asks you to calculate the rate, you're calculating the slope. Right? I can either one, choose 2 points on the graph, and then do rise over run, or I can choose 2 points on the table and do the formula. Both would give me the same answer. So I just want to show both. Okay, so let's say on the graph, using the graph, I'm going to do rise over run. So rise over run. What's my rise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, does that mean it's 6? Is my rise 6? Because there's 6 squares? Pedro? Oh, okay. All right. So, Antonia, does that mean my rise is 6 because there's 6 squares? Why not? Right, because 1 square is 50. So instead, it's 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. So my rise is 300. What's my run? Same idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 square, but each square is 5. Each square is 5, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So if I do my slope rise over run, it's going to be 300 divided by 25, which gives you, what's 300 divided by 25? 300 divided by 25, 12. All right. Now let's say I didn't ask you guys to do the graph and I just gave you a table. I can do the same thing. I can do the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sorry, let me move to here. Okay, I could do the formula using the table. Again, the table tells you 5 points. To do the slope, I only need 2. So I choose any 2. Let's say I choose this one and this one. Okay, I chose those 2 points. So I can rewrite this if I want. I can rewrite this as 25 for 50. And this point, 50, 750. So then those are my 2 coordinates. So when I sub it in, 750 minus 450 over 50 minus 25. Oh, now what do you know? 300 over 25, we get the exact same thing. Okay? So 2 different ways. You can go from the table or you can use your graph. It means the exact same. Now, since this is a word problem, what does that 12 mean? Yeah. $12 per hour. Perfect. Okay. Your slope is your rate. But since it's a word problem, you have to know what you're talking about. So weekly earnings was $, hours work was an hour, so $12 per hour. Your y against your x. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Do I want to jump to? Do I want to jump to this one? Nah. Okay. Let's see. 900. Okay. So for when will he work? How long does he have to work to earn 900? Then you can have two options. You can either keep going with your table, okay, until you get to 900. To get to 9, like you can continue your pattern until you get to 900, or you can extend your line, draw a bigger graph, extend your line, and then see where it gets to that. Okay. So I didn't draw a big enough graph for me to extend it, but if I do, I think it's gonna be roughly around 80 hours. No, how many? 70. How much did you guys get? Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Anybody else? What did you get? 75. Okay, well, let's, why don't we continue the pattern here? Okay, so it was 30, 40, 50, okay, something like this. This was 510, 630, 750. Okay, so from here to here, what was the increase? So 630 minus 510, it was, 630 minus 510. So it was, the difference was 120 for each of the steps. 20. So if I go this, 750 plus 120, 870. If I add another 120, I like your first answer more, actually. Yeah. All right. So if I continue the pattern, that every 10 hours is another $120. When I get to here, $900. For working 70 hours, I already got 990. For working 60 hours, I got $870. So I would say to make 900, which is in between here. So 900 is in between here. So around like 63 hours. Yeah, that's good enough. Like it's very close. Technically, well, you could do it by the hour. Like I did 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours, but I could have made a smaller scale. I could have did 30 hours, 35 hours, 40 hour, and so forth, right? I could have went up. I know how much more I get each hour. So from right here, yeah, I could add in another 12, another 12, another 12. So it's around like 63 hours. Okay, so for $900, it's around 63 hours. I personally, I would have made the graph bigger and then just extend the line. On EQAO, they love asking this. They love telling you to extend the line, extrapolation. Remember that word, extrapolation? Yeah. So they love to ask extrapolation questions. Okay, so that was okay. Oh yeah, and then here it says, do you think it's likely that Manpreet will earn $900 in a single week? Explain. Is it feasible? It means he has to work 63 hours. How many have a job right now? Anybody work here? Oh, you guys are so lucky. All right, so let's see. You guys get out of school at 3:30. If you were to work, maybe you could start your shift at 4, and then like let's say McDonald's, for example, the mall closes at 9. So that means each day you can work for 5 hours. So on a weekday. So 5 times 5, 25 hours. And then on the weekend, let's say you work 12-hour shifts. So 25 plus 12 hours plus another 12 hours, you can throw in 49 hours of work if you work every day. All right. So for 63 hours, this student is really pushing it. Right? Doesn't have a life, just working, making money. Yeah.
Can you just see the question again for a second?
Sure. Oh.
It doesn't specify the student.
Yeah. Well, actually, when you say read the question again, it's I thought there's something else that I thought you picked up. Yeah, this person is not a student, but the key word right here. Do you find a? 1 second. Give me 2 more minutes. There's a key word in this sentence. Yep.
To cover expenses, he's probably an adult.
Fixed amount.
Fixed amount. Fixed amount. But okay, yeah. That's also a good point. But fixed amount, meaning I might not have to work 63 hours. There is actually no, you do still need to work 63 hours. Yeah, the 900 already. Yeah, the 900 actually includes the fixed amount already. Sorry. Yeah, so you're getting a fixed amount pay and then an hourly rate on top. Right? Because if you do 900, if you just simply do 900 divided by 12, it actually means you have to work 75 hours. But here you just have to work 63 hours. So where is that 12 hours difference? Is because she gets a fixed amount. So even if she doesn't work that week, she calls in sick, she will still get a fixed amount. Yeah. All right, so is it feasible that she works 63 hours? It depends if she's an adult or a student. Okay, so that was yesterday's homework question. We will do a lot more of these ones to prepare you guys for the unit tests. Okay, Thursday we have the second assignment. All right, just based on slopes and y-intercept stuff. All right, so with this unit, I'm doing a lot more small assignments to boost up your marks, to get you guys to work together and so forth. Okay, so that was yesterday's homework. I have the handout for today's lesson. So intercepts. Given the equation, find the x-intercept, y-intercept, and graph. So to graph a line, how many points do we need? 2, right? So minimum is 2. So you need at least 2 points to graph a line. So in this case, we chose to do the easy way, which is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay. X-intercept means what? The point on the x-axis. Y-intercept means the point on the y-axis. Okay. When the point is on the x-axis, what is the y value right here? 0. Good. So to find the x-intercept, it means that we want to let y equal 0. To find the y-intercept, it means we want to let x equals 0. Okay, so let's try this. So to find the x-intercept, we're gonna let y equals 0. Okay. When we have y is 0, meaning we place that y with 0. Okay. 2 times 0 is 0. So that's gone. So x is simply 2. Same thing for y-intercept now. To find y-intercept, we're going to let x equal 0. Alright, so letting x equal 0 means replace this x right here with a 0 number. And then plus 2y equals 2. 0 plus 2y is just 2y. 2y equals 2. So y equals 1, right? 2 divided by 2. So you get 1. Okay, so does that mean my point is 2, 1? Because I have that? Does that mean I put them together and give a point 2, 1? Okay, who says yes? Who says no? Well, it has to be one or the other. Let me ask again. Who says, okay, now that I solve for x-intercept, I solve for y-intercept, I put them together and I make 1 point. Who says yes? Who says no? Okay, I have 3 students in the class. Petro, why not? Antonia.
Because the intercepts for the x-intercept, it has to be 2 for an example, and y has to be 0.
Yeah, this is your x-intercept. You guys just told me x-intercept means it's a point on the x-axis. So this point right here is actually right here, which has the coordinate 2 and 0. This is called your y-intercept, which means that point should be on my y-axis when y is 1. What is the coordinate here then? Brianna? 0, 1. All right, so do not put them together and say it makes 1 point. At the beginning, remember the very first question I asked you guys? How many points do I need to graph a line? You guys told me 2. Here's my 2 points. If I do this, I only get 1 point. I cannot graph a line. All right? So this is not it. Don't put just because you have an x and a y doesn't mean you put it together. This means your x-intercept. This means your y-intercept. I have my 2 points that are on the axis. Now I can graph my line. Right here. Okay, like this. Not the best line, but you get the point. Okay, looking at this, for the sake of the lesson, what's my slope here? -1 over 2. Good job. Right, down 1 over 2. Okay, let's try the second example. Same idea. Okay, I'm going to solve for my x-intercept first. So to solve for x-intercept, what am I going to let? Thank you. So I'm going to replace this y with a 0. So 5x minus 3 times y times 0 equals 30. What's anything times 0? Yeah, so that's gone. So I'm just left with 5x equals 30. So x equals 6. What's the coordinate then? Perfect. Good job. Okay. Same idea. To find y-intercept, I'm going to let x equals 0. So 5 times 0 minus 3y equals 30. Okay. Anything times 0, 0. So that's gone. So negative 3y equals 30. What is y? Negative 10. And my coordinate?
-0.
0, -10. Okay. So now I can plot the 2 points. 6 and 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this point right here. And my y-intercept 0, -10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, -10. Because 30 divided by -3. Okay, and here's my line. Okay. Okay, for the sake of the review, what is my slope? What's the slope between these 2 points? Rise over run, Sean? Huh? What's my slope? Okay, so I'm given the graph. I know those are my coordinates. I have the, this is -10. This is 6 right here. So what's my slope? 5 over 3, right? Rise over run. So my rise is 10, my run is 6. So 10. So my slope is 10 over 6. I can reduce that to 5 over 3. At the beginning, Sean kept saying negative, and then I was thinking, oh, is he gonna say his slope is negative? Remember, my line goes this way. So you know your answer. If I ask for the slope, it has to be a positive answer. Okay, let's try 3. Right, 3. Notice each of the questions, the format is a little different. So that's what I want to see if you guys can do. Right, x-intercept. Same idea, x-intercept, let y equal 0. So 4 times 0 equals 3x plus 12. Remember, to find the x-intercept, you're trying to solve for x. Okay, so you're letting x be 0. When you let x be 0, you have this. Anything times 0, it's 0. So 0 equals 3x plus 12. Okay. Thinking back to chapter 1 and 2, we did this. I forgot to do attendance. Room 215. Yes. Sorry, thank you. I'll do that now. Thank you. I'll just finish up this example first. Okay, remember from chapter 1 and 2, we know how to solve this. So what do I do? How do I solve this? Subtract 12. Move that 12 over. Good. And then divide by 3. So x is -4. So my coordinate right here, what's the coordinate? Dish it?
-4, 0.
-4 and 0. Good. Okay. Y-intercept. Y-intercept, let x equal 0. So you have 4y equals 3 times 0 plus 12. So 4y equals, that's gone. So 4y equals 12, y equals 3. So what's this point as a coordinate? 0, 3. Good job. Okay, so 0, 3. And -4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, draw my line. Okay. And again, what's my slope here? Remember this was -4 and this is 3. What's my slope? Yeah. 3/4. Yeah, that's it. Rise over run. So rise is 3, run is 4. Notice it's always those numbers, and that's because we use the x and y intercept. So using x and y intercepts is going to always give you 2 points that are nice and easy to calculate because anything times 0 is 0. So like this is one method in graphing a line. Okay. Later on, we'll learn another method of graphing lines. Okay, so while I do the attendance, if you guys can try 4, take 3 minutes. Try number 4. Okay, how many of you got this? Awesome. Okay, once you're comfortable with finding x and y intercepts, you don't have to write out every single steps right here. Okay, you could skip steps once you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable yet, then write down every single step. It's okay. I don't take marks off for writing too many steps. So. Huh? That's why I don't. Okay. And I actually encourage people not to skip too many steps because when you skip steps, you risk making silly mistakes, especially in grade 9. So, okay, so you should get -4 and 0 as your x-intercept and 0, -2 as your y-intercept. What is my slope here? For rise over run? Pedro?
-1/2.
Good. Okay, so you went down 2 over 4, right? You went down the elevator 2 floors, and it was 4 doors to the right. When you reduce that, you get -1/2. Okay, and just to show, let's say you are right here. If you went down 1 floor only and went 2 over, notice you still land right on that line. And then you go down 1 more floor and then 2 over, you are still on that line. Okay. So if you keep go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, which is your slope, you'll always end up on the line. Okay, one last example. One last word problem example. Okay, this one right here. Can somebody read the problem for us? Mohini, can you read the question for us, please?
Software is making a mix of nuts and raisins. Nuts are $30 per kilogram and raisins are $10 per kilogram. The total mixture costs $150. 30 and plus 10 are equal 150. Describes the relation between the mass of nuts and the mass of raisins are that costs $150. Determine the combinations of nuts and raisins that will cost $150.
Okay, so bulk barn, if you don't know what it is, it's this store that you see. Inside, if you ever go inside, it's full of these bulks where you pick candies, flour, chocolate. Yeah. So hopefully people use the scoop and not their hands to scoop out these. Yeah, so but that's what it looks like inside. You scoop your own things and then you weight it and then you pay it. Okay, so here they're trying to make a trial mix. They nuts and raisins. What do you think costs more? Nuts or raisins? Nuts, yeah. So they're trying to make a combination so that it will even out to be about $150. Okay, so what have we been learning all this time today? X and Y intercepts. I don't see an X and Y, but I see an N and R. So same thing, same idea. So let's find the n-intercept. To find the n-intercept, we let r equal 0. Okay, so 30n plus 10 times r equals 150. Okay, 10 times 0 is gone, so you have 30n equals 150. So n is 5. All right. And if you're thinking, is this, since we're not using x and y, you might be thinking, so is this 50 or 05? What did I just solve for? Take a look at your graph, your axis right here. Yeah, so mass of nuts, n, is your x. So what we just found was we found our x-intercept. So it's 50 because n is our x. Okay. So now let's find our r-intercept, aka y-intercept. So that means let n equal 0. So 30 times 0 plus 10r equals 150. So 10r equals 150. R equals 15. So if I were to write this as a coordinate, this is 0, 15. 0, 15. 5 and 0. Okay, draw that line. Okay. And okay, I did all this work. I have the graph, but I never answered the question. What was the question? Determine the combination of nuts and raisin that will cost $150. So what does this mean, 50? What does this point mean right here? How many kilograms of nuts? 5 kilograms of nuts. And how many kilograms of raisins? This point, just this point. 0. So I could have just all nuts and buy 0 kilograms of raisins. Okay. What about this point right here? What does this point mean then? And yeah, this point means I could have 0 kilograms of nuts and 15 kilograms of raisins. All right. But what if I like nuts and raisins together? What's another combination that I could have? Pedro?
12 kilograms of raisins and 1 kilogram of nuts.
Perfect, right here. So notice this point is on the line as well. So this point tells me I can actually have 1 kilogram of nuts and 12 kilogram of raisins. All right. So what you did was you just solved a word problem by graphing it and then reading off the graph. Can one more combination? Sean.
3 kilograms of nuts, 6 kilograms of raisins.
Yeah. So 3 kilogram nuts and 6 kilograms of raisins. How many combinations is there actually? Is there only 4 possible combinations? Sean? How many combinations do I have here? How many combinations can I have? Mohini? As many, right? As just like my question yesterday, a line is consist of a million points. So I could, this is also a combination. This is also a combination. This is also a combination. We just don't pick those points because it's hard to read off and it's like a decimal. All right, but they are still combinations. So when you choose your answer, it is smart to choose ones that are right on the grid, nice and easy to read off. Two numbers that are nice and easy to read off is definitely your X and your Y intercept. Okay. All right. So that's the lesson. We still have about 20 minutes for you guys to get started on the homework. I actually, since I needed to print this out anyway, I printed out the homework. So it's not on, you could use Brightspace or you can just read it off here. So 48 and 13. These are all word problems. Make sure you do try it, okay? So 48 right here and number 13 on the back. Okay, so make sure you do try it. As you can see, there's a few word problems that I want you guys to try. Okay, any questions? All right.